Hey, everybody, welcome to the Art of NFT Business. It formerly was Art of Art Business. We have changed it now because our topic is really focused on NFTs. I'm Jonathan Goodman, the host of the Art of NFT Business, and my co-host is Florian Valot. How are you doing, Florian?
I'm good, thank you.
Good. This has been a very interesting week, hasn't it?
Yeah, really.
Amazing. Probably you personally, certainly me personally, but we're really dealing with the NFT world. And there's a lot of stuff to go through. Where would you like to start? What topic would you like to pick first? Where should we start?
Um, we should start with the Makerverse project.
Yes,
Drop
let's
last
start with the, go ahead.
that they dropped last week. It was pretty crazy. It's probably one of the most hyped, in a good way, project that dropped. Um, and yeah, it was pretty crazy the way they auction out their NFTs.
You're able to see the screen here, the Mechaverse screen. This was quite incredible. They had been promoting this launch for really, as I say to everybody else, from the time that I started researching NFTs, I heard about the Mechaverse. So it has to be 6 months, at least.
Okay.
And they finally launched this. And it went in, well, first of all, the way that they did it, you had, go ahead, you explain it, because I backed out. I had a problem. We'll talk about my whole wallet situation. Really awful thing. We'll talk about that at some point. But explain to everyone what how Mechaverse went about kind of letting people get access to buy these things.
Yeah, so basically you had to register the day before, 24 hours before the actual drop. Register with your wallet and either your Twitter or Discord. And then you had to select either if you wanted one or two of those Makerverse NFTs. And then the following day, they had an actual draw, which I don't know how they actually picked the people. I personally like wanted just one, and I feel like a lot of people who got the chance to get those usually like they sign up for two. So maybe if I had done that, maybe I had a bigger chance to do it. But it was pretty incredible. So you had, once you logged in on the drop the day off, you had like 30 minutes to wait until like they actually tell you yes you're in or no you're not. Floor price was like 0.2 Ethereum, I think.
Yep.
Right now it's like the floor price like at 6 something.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah,
It's
it's pretty crazy.
unbelievable. It's this is a great point to start talking about my wallet, which has been just an absolute nightmare. I don't know. I mean, I how do you get money into? How did you get your Ethereum into your MetaMask wallet?
So first of all, the first thing we did was to actually transfer money from my bank account into the MetaMask, which was kind of like difficult. Um, I had to do it like multiple times, tried to use different like, was it like wax and something else? I don't know. So I did that once, and the second time I tried to transfer some of the Ethereum I have from Coinbase, my Coinbase wallet, to MetaMask, which was much easier, and the fee was much lower.
Yeah. So, in speaking to a lot of people, the problem that I'm running into is that I don't have Coinbase. So that you're absolutely right. So you were able to finally move money from Coinbase, your fiat currency money, into your wallet using Coinbase at a cheaper, and just the fact that you were able to do it. This is my whole story. So I have multiple bank accounts with credit cards and debit cards and things like that. None of them, neither my corporate, my personal, my whatever account it was, none of them allowed me to move any money into a crypto business. That is their hard line. That's their decision. In fact, I use Ally Bank for my personal. They are supposed to be the most relaxed when it comes to crypto. They didn't let me transfer any money. So since I didn't want to spend time opening up a Coinbase, I wound up calling a friend, sending him money via, I guess it was PayPal. And originally we were going to do a transfer, but then realized that was going to take 3 days and I needed the money in there. And we'll talk about this later for the Boonji project. And that's how he then had to transfer he had to buy the Ethereum for me and then had to transfer the Ethereum to me. Really an absolute disaster. I'm looking now at crypto banks that can handle my personal, my business. Problem is like, then you're really 100% in the DeFi world. You don't have, my fiat currency would be held in crypto. It's a little bit of a risk. It's a big risk. And there's so far, what I've found, there's only one company that is this kind of bank that does both business and personal. So it's definitely a headache. And that's why I didn't participate in the Mechaverse, because I knew that I was tired that night anyway, but to transfer money into my account to even just have the 0.2 would have been like a really big, event. It would have taken a lot of time. I mean, it took me now 24 hours to get now I have, 0.35 Ethereum in there for the Boonji project. But I have a friend who has Bored Apes and has, all the hot stuff. And he didn't understand. He applied for the Mechaverse and then didn't understand that he had to come back in a half an hour. He thought he was going to get emailed or whatever it was. And so he never actually found out whether or not he qualified for one of the NFTs. And so he didn't buy one of the NFTs. All of these different methods, the whitelisting, the random, the Dutch auctions, all of these things are just very, very difficult to, for the average consumer to understand and move around in.
Yeah, I think the best thing is to try to get whitelisted in one of the projects you really like. I think it's the easiest way to at least secure one of the NFT that you like. Because like if you want to bridge into the next topic, which is Boonji project, the way they're going to do it with the Dutch auction, which starts really, really high, but it is worth putting the money in if you are one of the first 200, because with your NFT, you will secure one of the real world sculpture from this artist, Brandon Murphy, which is absolutely incredible. And that are actually worth like a minimum of like $75,000. So it's a fun way to do it. I've never heard of the Dutch auction, which would start at 3.3 and every minute or 5 minute
5 minutes
goes down like 0.3, something like
0.1.
So
yeah.
I'm actually betting on everything selling out in the first 5 minutes, to be honest, because it's such a really cool project with a lot of upside to it, a lot of exciting art that you can actually win, because on top of like the first 200, every 33 buyers will get also like one of the sculpture or a one-on-one painting. And yeah, I'm just super excited to actually get one, because we are lucky enough to be whitelisted. So it's exciting to be owning one of those projects, because the art is cool, and then what they are offering in the future, their roadmap is pretty solid. The team behind it is pretty solid as well. So it's super, super exciting.
Yeah. I'm still crossing my fingers, because there's a couple of steps that have to happen. We are definitely whitelisted, but there's supposed to be a communication coming out in the next 24 hours for us, so that we can provide the right information to them.
Yeah, I reached out to them, and they told me that they would reach out to the members, to the whitelist members, very soon. So
Okay, great, 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 great.
it's a weird way because they are actually doing the public sale on the 13th, which is before the whitelist, which is on the 14th.
Yeah.
So it's pretty unusual, but it's pretty
I'll tell you something. You know, I don't want to criticize them. They're amazing. They're giving us the whitelist. You know, that's going to allow us to buy these at 0.25. We don't qualify for the statue, but that's okay because, you know, paying 3.3 Ethereum would have knocked us out, would have knocked me out. I'm assuming it would have knocked you out, would have been almost $11,000. And, you know, here's the thing about the Dutch auction, and Dutch auctions have taken place in the NFT world. The problem is it's actually, so everything that they're doing is kind of reverse thinking of what everyone is doing now, which is you let the whitelist go first. They grab everything that they want to, whether it's 1 or 2, or in the case of Magic Mushrooms, 5. And then the public auction, so you know what's left over. That's reversed here. So, and even harder is that they're going to do this Dutch auction, and that means, you know, the big problem with Ethereum is that it can only do 90 transactions per second. So when you have everyone coming in that first minute to grab at the top price 3.3, and they're definitely going to sell out. And they're, you know, look, I mean, the fastest one I think that I've heard of was 12 minutes, right? Maybe there's one that sold for 8 minutes, completely sold out. But, you know, this project has so many superstars, so many celebrities attached to it and have bought other pieces from him. You know, we're really buying almost like a Warhol. It's really incredible, right? But doing that Dutch auction means everyone who's trying to get one is going to come in immediately together, and the price of gas is just going to go through the roof. I'm guessing that it's going to be in the $1,000 range. But of course, if you're paying 3.3 ETH, you know, $1,000 on top of that, you're probably willing to pay that. Yeah, I mean, we're very fortunate. I mean, I'm really hoping that everything works out because, gosh, I mean, I don't know about you, Florian, but I'm certainly putting it up for 400 ETH even before it gets unwrapped.
I'm holding onto it because I've seen what they are kind of offering with the auction, and I think along the way they're going to offer like members like access to, I don't know, privilege regarding the art. So, and I really do love the actual physical art, which is really cool. And why not when I'm rich enough to buy one? But I'm really considering maybe trying to get in those first 200 spot during the public auction. So,
Oh, really?
yeah, I really love the art, so I might, to be honest.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, okay. Well, you've really deep dived. How? Oh, wow. So you're willing to spend like 4 ETH for this thing?
Yeah, it's worth it, especially if you hit the first 200.
Yeah.
And having that piece of art from that superstar artist, especially like he's really into sports, as you probably follow the Twitter, with like especially tennis players, because he played tennis, as Djokovic said, and basketball.
Yeah.
So it's pretty exciting, and then owning one of his personal art would be really cool.
Wow.
So
Wow. Well, you
I'm
know,
gonna keep thing tomorrow and maybe transfer what I have into my wallet.
what time does it start at for the public auction?
It's
Is it
6
also? Oh, it's
Eastern.
6 p.m.
Yeah.
6 p.m. tomorrow. Okay. Okay. Well, I'll have to take a look at that.
No, it's not tomorrow. It's on Wednesday. It's the 13th.
Oh. Okay. Okay. 13. And then I think the for us for the whitelist, I guess it's Friday.
It's on the 14th.
On the 14th.
So
Okay.
it's a Thursday.
Thursday. Okay. Yeah.
I
So
should-
you've cleared your schedule. You're ready for 6 o'clock on Wednesday.
On Wednesday, yeah, I have nothing that I'm aware of.
Okay.
But
Well,
yeah,
that's incredibly exciting.
I'll still think about it because it's a lot of money in Ethereum that, but I think it would be worth it.
Yeah, I mean, certainly. And then would you buy the second one on the whitelist?
Oh, definitely. Because we are on the whitelist, so we take a spot. There's only a limited number of
Right.
whitelisted people. So if I don't buy it, it's kind of like one that is lost.
Yeah.
I'll definitely buy it, and if I need to sell it, I'll sell it.
Right.
But I'm considering buying another one for sure, I think.
Wow. And I really hope you get that statue. That would be incredible. That is an amazing piece of artwork.
So Thursday the whitelist sale is at 3 p.m., but it's open for 24 hours. You have 100% chance to buy the Boonji for 24 hours. So
Right. Because it's just yours. They're holding that one for you. Yeah. But it's this first 200. If you can get in, you have to get in exactly at 6 p.m. to get that first 200, because you know they're just going to fly off the shelves.
Yeah, I know.
That's amazing. It's incredible how this it's not FOMO, because we're doing our research and we're really picking the projects. We're not just jumping in and buying stuff that, we're really researching the project and we know what we're looking for. And we happen to have agreed on this project. That doesn't normally happen. It's an absolutely beautiful piece, and I think I really hope you get in. I'm gonna be watching that auction. That's gonna be amazing. Let's talk. I want to talk for a second and kind of just change gears. First of all, so I just read this. This just came out. The Bored Ape Yacht Club has recorded $542 million in lifetime sales. That's incredible.
Wow, that's a lot of money.
It's a lot of money. That means that these 10,000 or however many there are in the Bored Ape Yacht Club have changed hands at such a pace and such a number of times to generate that 542 million. That's incredible.
Yeah, it is.
The other thing that I wanted to just mention to you, and we haven't talked about this offline, is, I'm in Discord all day and I get these scam emails. Do you get these scam emails like I'm getting?
No, not emails, but like direct messages. I don't pay attention to them. I receive, I look, and I delete right away.
Yeah, so I block them.
Yeah, it is kind of sketchy. Never answer those. Just like stick to your Discord and try to like reach out to the right people. Don't answer, because a lot of people has been scammed, and it's gonna keep increasing because of the potential of this digital world. So it's kind of scary.
And that's the amazing thing, is that we are so early to this market, right? That all of these projects that we're getting involved with, every single day, more people are understanding how to get into NFTs, how to have a wallet, how to put money into the wallet, how to, buy an NFT and do research into the NFT. We're, even being a month ahead of everyone puts you at an incredible advantage. And it's really, really amazing. I went to Comic-Con this weekend. I told you.
Yeah. How was that?
Do you know, how was that? It's a good reminder that I'm 50, because when I was in my 20s, I used to go to Comic-Con for all 4 days, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Doing Comic-Con one day is now definitely enough. Walking that floor and seeing all the booths with all the stuff that I'm not going to buy is all very interesting. What I thought was really interesting was I gave myself a project. I gave the team the project. We were all together to find booths that were selling NFTs. And out of just one. This is the piece. Here, I'll show you. Let's bring that up. So it's Bare Brains City. And, I wanted to purchase it for the simple reason that he was the only artist selling an NFT. He was the only booth selling an NFT. Now, the way that he wanted us to buy it was that we had to open up a POAP wallet, which is POAP basically means that you can verify that you were at an event, but it was very difficult to do. And so he just eventually sent me the discount, which was half price. So I bought it at 0.05 Ethereum, which was great. And, I love it. I love the art. I think the art is amazing. Let's see if we can bring that up closer. And he's a good artist. And he, in fact, did an NFT project that sold out. And I like that project as well. I can't remember what the name of that project is. But yeah, this is the Void. I think it's cute, and I like the coloring. And so now there are 9 owners. So I guess that there is one person who has to buy this. And look, I mean, this isn't the kind of thing that I'm gonna turn around and sell. This is really, historical. This is the first. He only has the property is 2018, which is interesting now that we're in 2021. No description, nothing like that. So it is definitely, but then again, it's not a generative art. It's not anything that, it's just its own piece. And I think it's great. And I think historically, the fact that it's the first NFT at New York Comic Con is pretty amazing. What do you think? Did you like it?
I did not like it.
Oh,
I'm gonna be blunt, but it's it's not my type, to be honest. I like maybe not a bit too colorful, but yeah, it's didn't I don't know.
Is it too childish for you?
Not childish. I don't know.
Those aren't your colors.
Not even colors. It's just like, as I told you before, is when I see something and I'm like, okay, well, this is interesting. This was not really interesting to me. I was not wowed or really didn't pique my interest to look closer and then try to understand what was going on. So
good. Well, that's a perfect segue into our next segment, which is our project.
The project, yeah.
So I sent this over to you, and we're going to make this available so that everybody can see this. Let me pull this over into the center here. This is, Morgan is working on Metacity. And what this is a collage of 9 layers, 9 traits. We've got the columns. We've got a front. We've got a house in the center, house on the right, house on the left, a background, a spaceship, and then planets. The spaceship is extra. The planets are extra. Not all of them are going to have it. And in fact, not all are going to have the backgrounds. And again, this is just one example out of the 10,000 series that we're building. What are your thoughts on this?
Well, it's only 1 out of 10,000. How I'm just curious on how does it do it like one by one? Is it like generative art?
Yeah, it is. It's generative art. It's generative art. So there are.
Yeah, it's funky. I prefer the collage that I have at home. I don't know if you could pull it up to show them, but yeah, I do prefer the one. But I'm sure you're gonna have others that I'm gonna be interested in because. Yeah, there's 10,000 of them, so there's like 10,000 different combination.
Right. But do you like the? You can be honest. I mean,
no, I like the idea too. Yeah, really, I like the idea. Now the colors for me are like, do I really like this one? Maybe not. But again, like when I purchase one, I don't know what I'm gonna get. So
right. So they are all going to be wrapped until everything has sold, and then we will unwrap that for everyone. Which is a great way to do it because you don't know what you're buying, and at the same time, you're committing to being part of the project. Yeah. So we're going to let people whitelist into the Discord. They can get into the Discord at Trigonal Gallery. They can follow us on Linktree and find out all that. Let's bring up the piece that you have. So this is Back at Home, limited edition print. Florian bought the physical piece, which I think at the time was 500.
It was 500, yes.
So okay, it's gone up a little bit since then. It's about 600 now, and this pricing was done because Oh, right. Because this is an old piece that was launched when 2.9 Ethereum was $500, and the price of Ethereum has doubled since that time. So I should probably reset this to $500. And with this, you get the NFT as well as the physical print. And the physical print, we have a couple left. So yeah, this is a really beautiful piece. Let me see. I don't think I can zoom in. No. But in fact, Morgan wanted to use this rainbow and the sun in the project that he's doing now. And I said, no, you can't. You can't reuse any of the pieces.
I think the rainbow and the sun would be cool, to be honest.
But there are other rainbows. He wanted to take that specific piece like that.
That's why I like this piece, because there's a lot going on. It's a big piece. I don't know if you have the dimension, but I think I also did a good job framing it, because I chose colors that kind of make the whole piece comes to life, with like orange border, and then the frame is black, which is really cool.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you. So the size is 30 by 40 inches, which is really a tremendous size. I didn't want to interject my opinion when you went to the framer. We were very nervous when you told us that you got orange, but then when you showed it to us, it looks amazing. I mean, it's not your typical, black or gray or brown frame. It really matches the color consistency in the piece, and it pops the piece amazingly well. It looks fantastic. I'm still sad it's somewhere in storage.
Yeah, well, for now, because I don't know my situation where I'm going to be in the future. So I think it's safe in the storage, and I'll hang it out when I have my own place.
Yeah, that's awesome. So in addition to that little thing that I bought at Comic-Con, there is a new project that I'm going to purchase if I still have money left over after the Boonji. I wanted to just show that.
Well, maybe talk a little bit more about your project. Like, what's the timeline? Where are you guys at right now? If you do have a timeline.
We do have a timeline. So, it's been very hard to find a developer. I have multiple degrees. One of those degrees is a Master of Science. So I spent all of Sunday learning how to write the code for everything that we need to be able to do the piece, which is, when you, when your brain is going in one direction, right? Like for you, for like soccer, right? Like, so you're constantly focused. You're like, so, every single thing about the game, everything, like all that stuff, right? When you have to shift and start like focusing on something else, that you knew before, like whatever it is, like whether it's French or whether it's whatever it is, you have to kind of, switch your brain around to kind of reactivate that memory of.
Yeah, it's hard to get going. It's the same with me when you talk about French. When I go home, I have a hard time. It takes me like a week or two to get back to actually thinking in French and putting good sentences in French, because right now my brain is wired in English. I think
Right.
I talk in English.
Yeah.
So I totally understand where you're coming from on that.
Yeah. So the great thing about YouTube is that when you wind up down one of these silos, right? And look, people could go to like flat earth silos and, they turn on YouTube and everything is about flat earth, or you can vaccinations or BS like that. I'm in this NFT technology silo where I turn on YouTube and that's all that I see, essentially. And so there have been videos about like Solidity and the technology and everything like that. But the other day, about, I guess, Wednesday of last week, I was clicking through and it said like everything that you need to know to do your NFT project. And it was like 2.5 hours. And so I sat down and I watched, 2 hours worth. I have 40 minutes left to absorb all that information. And it's literally step by step. He does such an incredible job that, I'm confident that I will be able to write this myself. So if that makes anybody scared, please understand that, I was in the .coms. I built the internet from the get-go. I know what I'm doing. Now that we have me as the developer and we've got the marketing team and Morgan is, 98% done with the imagery, we will be able to do the mint. We're in like the second week of October now. So by the end of October, we will have minted and we will be able to put everything up on OpenSea, but it won't be mintable until we're actually going to wait until probably the week before Christmas, the 22nd, the 17th, 18th, 19th, something like that. Okay. And the reason for that is we need to build up our Discord. We need to get my audience interested, the ones that we are on the newsletter, the ones that are on YouTube and the ones that are on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter, and get everybody excited to be able to do the whitelist. Because for us, launching a project, and I hear about this every single day, people launch these 10,000 generative pieces and they sell 200. We're gonna look at one right now, right after this. So the idea then is to launch it in mid to end of December, giving us enough time to do the promotion, both with talking to journalists and doing all that stuff, getting the marketing really good, so that we get those 2,000 people into the whitelist. They will have the ability to buy 5. We're going to be selling these at 0.05 ETH. And what that will do is either everyone that comes in at the 2,000 will buy 5, and that will be the end of we won't really have a public, but more likely than not, I'm assuming that 50% of the people will buy 5, and then the other 1,000 people will buy 1, maybe 2, right? So then it'll go public close to Christmas. And then we have the next side of the marketing, which is probably more exciting than the first side of the marketing, right? So if we've made a good amount of money, then we're going to do the rarity tools. So we got to spend some money on that. Got to spend like about $7,000 on getting them to give us the rarity scores, so that everybody understands what the rarity scores are. And then the remaining marketing money is going to actually go, we want to be like the first NFT sold out fine art project that is advertising in like real art magazines, like Art in America, Collage. We really want to be like right there so that people can see, hey, this fine art, generative art piece sold out in whatever it is, 12 minutes, 2 weeks, whatever it might be. But that will kind of stimulate the secondary art market, the secondary market of the pieces. And that'll hopefully bring some attention to the project. So There's a lot of work between today and when we're actually launching, but the physical pieces will probably be ready by the end of October.
Okay.
Yeah. So let's take a look at, I wanted to show you this. This is called Rooshrooms. Rooshrooms? Anyway, so this is the guy that did the video on how to build out your own NFT collection, development tools and everything like that. Now, what he's doing here, now this is an interesting thing. Okay, so let's read this. So what does being on the gift list mean? Well, every mint kicks off a process where someone's wallet address gets randomly selected from the gift list, and 10% of the NFT cost is transferred to the person automatically. Wow, yeah, we know this is pretty cool. And the more you mint, the more times your wallet address gets added to the list. But that is not all. at the very last mint, one person receives the ultimate gift, 10%, roughly 11 ETH of the entire contract's balance gets transferred to a select person if the collection sells out in 10 days of launch. And so what's interesting is that his YouTube is technology driven, right? So the people that are watching his YouTube are technologists. They're people that are looking to him to show us how to do the development. He actually has a YouTube video about how to do this 10% and 10% and everything like that, and add that to the metadata. But I've been watching this for 3 days now, Sunday, Monday. Yeah. So 3 days. It's gone up a little bit. It's probably not going to hit the 5,000 in the 10 days, but I'm definitely going to buy one because I want to support him. I may buy two, but I would like it if, people went in and bought this. I think that for 0.02 ETH, these are pretty cute guys. He doesn't have, on the video, he shows exactly what these are. And so that's more of hey, I want to support this guy. And if it winds up that he sells all 5,000 in 10 days, that would be pretty good. But listen, he sold 261. Let's do the math on this. So 0.025 times 261 is 6.52. The average Ethereum is about, let's just say $3,000. So he's already made $20,000. I mean, that's the amazing things about these projects, right? This isn't a 10,000 series. You could have probably done 1,000 series, cut it down to about 1,000. He was guessing on all this. But, you sell a couple, you make money. If that's what's amazing to me. These projects don't have, if they sell out, sure, that's $1.4 million. That's a lot of money that you have to deal with. We're about to talk about Magic Mushrooms Clubhouse, right? They're kind of hitting up against a wall. I'm gonna bring this up for us in a second. So they do not have a blue check mark yet, and they really should. There is a suspicion that the reason why they don't have a blue check mark is because they are promising to be a DAO, which is a decentralized autonomous organization. And it seems as though, and this is another YouTube influencer mentioned this, that the projects that are claiming that they are going to be a DAO in the future are not getting the blue check mark because OpenSea is concerned that DAOs relating to NFTs may be securities. And
maybe what?
Securities. So like the SEC, the Security Exchange Commission, would come in and declare these as securities. Now, look, the SEC hasn't said anything. They haven't laid down the law yet. But that seems to be the reason why they may not be getting their blue check mark. But again, I'm thrilled with this. I'm thrilled with this project. I support them 100%. We wanted to do some work with them. They're just, very, very, very busy. Look, when nothing is free in this world, right? When you do a project of 10,000 NFTs and you make $1.4 million, that community wants you to be responsible and responsive to the work that you've put in to build that community. So they have a lot of pressure on them. And I think what they did was they were like, oh, yay, let's build a DAO. And they didn't really kind of think it through legally. I have lawyers and accountants. That's the difference, is that, I get on the phone with my lawyer and I say to him, well, it's two lawyers. The one that I'm dealing with the DAO is a female lawyer. they have to get up to speed. They don't even really understand what a DAO is, right? They have to understand what the limitations are. And then they have to come back to me and say whether or not I'm going to be in deep trouble if I try to make a DAO, because the SEC is going to come after me as a security. Now, here's the plan. And I'm saying this verbally. This will probably, it's now 50 minutes into the conversation. So, a lot of people aren't going to hear this. We are not going to say that we are going to become a DAO in the roadmap, which is what Magic Mushrooms did.
Okay.
But we are going to become a DAO at some point. But Trigonal would become the DAO, not necessarily just MetaCities. So that's how we're going to separate it. So in other words, if you have an NFT from Morgan's project, at some point when Trigonal switches over to become a DAO, people who are holding the NFT will receive tokens for Trigonal, not from MetaCities, not from Morgan's project. They will receive Trigonal DAO tokens.
Okay.
And so we're verbally explaining that, but we're not writing it in any of the documentation, because there's a very big possibility that these NFT projects that have now said that they're going to become a DAO, first of all, are now researching what goes into making a DAO. It is not easy. It is a very complicated process. And then it is a very complicated process from the legal side of things, and then the accounting side of things. So, look, if they get hit with the SEC, that's millions and millions and millions of dollars that have to go into, working with the SEC to prove that you're doing the securities correctly. It's a huge undertaking. So we're going to sidestep that by just verbally explaining that at some point in the future, Trigonal LLC will become Trigonal DAO. And what that is, and so let me give you like the 2 sentences of what a DAO would allow you to. So you're holding one of Morgan's pieces, and we come back to you and we say, okay, that's going to give you 1,000 tokens into the DAO. And that 1,000 tokens will allow you to have one vote on everything that is going to be voted on. Because in a DAO, it's very kind of like socialist, and everything gets voted on, right? It's great and it's not great, because everything needs to be voted on. If my marketing director wants to spend money on advertising, she has to write a proposal that then goes to the DAO and people vote on it. So, and then she gets paid from the DAO. She doesn't get paid from Trigonal. It's very, very complicated, right? And it's not something that, look, everybody is running 1,000,000 miles a minute. Everybody is picking up these new concepts and these new catchphrase words. And so I understand that, like, without doing research, everybody's saying, I'm going to become a DAO. Yeah, sure. Magic Mushrooms became a DAO. And maybe they didn't fully understand the undertaking that would require and the risk of being an SEC in SEC's eyesight. So that's an interesting aspect of the project, but I think it also says something about small teams that are trying to figure all this stuff out right now, right?
Yeah.
Finally, let's talk about Panda Dynasty. Let's get that in front of us. Okay, so Panda Dynasty. So we just watched a YouTube video from the owner of the Panda Dynasty. That guy, what was that guy's name?
Yeah.
Yeah, the whole team is French.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. Ganondorf?
I don't remember his name.
I have it on. I followed him on YouTube. So he doesn't have it up here, which is a little bit of a surprise to me. Oh wait, let's see. Maybe the universe. Can I click through that? No. But here's so let's walk through this. So that that YouTube video showed that they were going to do like a map, which is very similar to what Magic Mushrooms is also doing. Now they're doing it. This is interesting. Their map, which is also like 5 points. The first point, you can buy 2,500 NFTs, and then you become a group, and then you jump through another hoop, and you do this other thing, and then finally you get to level 4, where there's probably, I think there's only 4 NFTs to be minted, and then you get to solve a riddle, and the first person that solves the riddle gets to buy the NFT, and then they win $50,000 from Magic Mushrooms, right? I mean, it's all cool, but that's a lot of management. That's a lot of maintenance that has to go into that project, right? So from Panda Dynasty, what they're doing is on October 30th, every panda is going to be matched with an airdropped NFT of a pumpkin. Now, I don't know if this is a pumpkin panda, if it's just a pumpkin by itself, whatever it might be, right? But that to me, even just by itself says to me, well, maybe I'll buy another panda, because that'll mean that I currently have 2 pandas. I would then get another pumpkin. So I would wind up with 3 pumpkins, which is pretty awesome. Then they're going to have a thing where you can combine the panda with the pumpkin to get some, it becomes some other new, one of one kind of NFT piece. What you listen to it, right? What am I missing there?
I don't know, actually. I have to listen again because I was coming out of training and I was trying to listen in the car.
Yeah.
I'm actually on the website trying to like find more information.
Yeah, it's not on the website. It's in his YouTube video.
Yeah, do you remember what price was the mint?
Well, so I didn't mint it. I bought it in the secondary market, and I bought it for, I believe, 0.02, because I just bought the floor. And I would buy the floor now too, because it's not the most popular. And so that's what I wanted to also say, was that here's another case of another team that pulled it together, did their Discord, built the generative art, got it out there. It did sell out. I think it took like, a couple of days to sell out. And then they started getting all of these questions from the community. Hey, what are you doing? Hey, what are you coming out with next? And they were really kind of caught off guard. They didn't understand that, they thought this was just, you put it in there, people buy it, and that's it. The idea of utility, the idea that holding this is somehow going to give you added features and added benefits, didn't really occur to them. So they came out with like a very quickly drawn comic book in 5 parts. Now they're kind of getting into the idea of what do they need to do next. And I think that that's where the Halloween thing comes in. That's where the merging of the 2 NFTs come in. And there was something else. There's something I'm missing. There's something else that I'm missing. Maybe there's a companion? Yes, there's a baby panda. And I think that you can buy the baby panda in January, something like that. I mean, that's what makes it fun. That's what's exciting about all this, right? Is that, you're now part of a community of only 10,000 or 8,000 or 7,000, whatever the number is. And you're going to collect that stuff from that collection until you get bored and you want to move on to another collection or something like that.
No,
what are your thoughts?
It's pretty cool, actually. I'm looking at it. I really like the art. I like the fact that you can play some kind of game with riddles and make it interactive. So why not? And the floor price is pretty affordable.
Do you think you would buy one?
Yeah, if I found one that I really like, why not?
Yeah. Well, I mean, we've been talking about it for a couple of weeks, and you really kind of never suggested that you would purchase one.
Yeah, I was trying to mint them. I didn't know how they were going to do on the secondary market. It's not too high right now.
No.
So
No,
Why
but
not?
this is the thing. Like Bored Ape Yacht Club, everybody now knows Bored Ape Yacht Club going for millions of dollars. But that project has been around for 4 years. That project was around for a while, and now it's finally getting notoriety and it's gaining traction. It's very
Yeah.
possible that with the Panda Dynasty, it could take 3 years, whatever it takes. Look, CryptoPunks, they were given out for free originally in 2017, and now they're worth millions and millions. So it's the kind of thing where if you hold on to it, it's probably worth it. I'll tell
Yeah.
you, I got to go back to the Boonji project because I don't know. To me, I mean, it's great that you're going to spend the money to try to grab one of the first 200. That's awesome, right? I'm a little bit more of a poor man on this. I'm not gonna like dive deep into tens of thousands of dollars of investment, but I am going to put it up for 400 ETH, which would be 1.4 million dollars. And if somebody wants to buy it, I mean, I don't think anyone's going to buy it at that range. So then we'll wait until it gets unlocked and really check the rarity scores and everything like that. But I mean, here's the thing, like, let's say that I could even sell it for, I don't know, what would I let it go for? 50 ETH? I would probably let it, like, after all the rarities are done and everything like that, and there was good pricing. Let's see. So if I could sell it for 50 ETH,
50
that
is
would be $150,000.
yeah.
That's pretty good. That's
It is.
that's a great story to like be able to say like, hey, I just paid off my mortgage.
That would be pretty incredible, but I don't think it would. Yeah, I don't think it would.
What do you what do you think the top is gonna be?
I think the floor price is gonna be could be 6 to 7 ETH in the first place.
Without wrap, with not wrap,
Yeah,
wrapped.
wrapped. And
Right.
then on wrap, you've seen with Makerverse, they sold for like they minted for 0.2, and now the floor price like 6.8 ETH, I think, or something like that. So it's time, so times five times it's time 30, pretty much, almost times 40.
Well,
So
it's funny because until doing my research and coming into the NFT market, I always thought it was crazy that somebody would spend the money to mint something, double the price, even though they couldn't see it, and let something go like that, right? But now I understand that it's a little bit more of a game where if you do have five and you can double your price before the unwrapping, because once it's unwrapped, the risk is that you have something that's more common than is rare. And so yours will fit more into the floor than at the top number. And even at the top number, that means that the project has to do well in order for people to be very, very interested in buying that top number.
okay.
It all just depends on, at that point, after all of that is unwrapped, it just is going to be a question of what the community, what the company itself, the project is going to do from that point to gain like notoriety.
Yeah. Well, let's see what happened on because I don't know when the reveal is.
Yeah, I don't know either. I mean, I'd assume it's probably Saturday or Sunday. If everything gets sold out by Thursday, then I mean, I think you would do. It's weird because, like, I'll tell you, I have a piece that's sitting in my wallet that I got from tryshowtime.com, which is owned by Mark Cuban. And I was one of the first people that signed up for that. And so I got this NFT and it was given to me free. And I just had to pay the gas. And back then the gas was very cheap. And every once in a while, I keep going in and I try to refresh the metadata, thinking that maybe what I'm looking at is the wrapper for the piece. And it's been it's been months. And if that's what it is, I'll show it to you on the, I'll pull this up. There you go. That's the NFT. Now, to me, that looks like it's a wrapper, but this is what they gave me.
Okay, that's weird. Okay.
It's
Yeah.
bizarre, right?
Yeah.
Because that's not any that's not a design that's interesting to anybody.
Mm-hmm.
And yet, if I hit refresh metadata, nothing happens. I mean, that is the image.
Okay. Well,
I don't know why that sale ends April 11th, 2022.
by now it's not yours.
Maybe I put it up. No, no. Well, it is mine, but somebody is selling it. It's definitely mine. It's in my wallet. If I go back, it's in the wallet. Maybe they couldn't do a full year reveal, could they? That would be ridiculous. It says 181 days. And somebody's selling this. So there's 2.9 thousand owners.
Do you remember that NFT I was talking to you about, Loopy Donuts?
Not that it's coming up in my head. Do you have it? Where should I go?
On OpenSea, but they actually sold out.
Oh, really?
Yep. And they are doing they are also doing it DAO.
They are.
Yep.
Interesting. And do they have a blue check mark?
Uh, do not think no, they don't.
They do not. So I think that that's what's preventing them. Wow, look at that. That's not bad. That is, the trading volume is pretty good. The floor price is pretty good. Do you know, are you on their Discord? Do you have,
No, I was, but I didn't know if I really wanted to buy any. But I think the mint was at 0.02. I
yeah.
think.
Originally the mint was 0.02.
0.02 or 0.05.
Oh, look at that. So it's actually gone up significantly.
Yeah, it was not that high.
Now it's coming back down again. That's interesting. That's some good movement. And somebody's buying they're not buying the floor, they're buying specific pieces. See, this is all cropping out. Yeah.
So the
Well,
transaction, yeah, the transaction fee was 0.15, 0.015.
point oh
Like
0.015. Okay, yeah. That's
almost 0.07, like 0.07, yeah.
so that's like $100. And
$60.
oh, 60.
And the gas fee was like $100 pretty much.
But you see, if you like, so the best time to mint something like that is Sunday evening. That's when the least number of people. You never want to mint during the work hours, including California time, because everybody's on there, everybody's buying stuff. But you see, this kind of goes back to the Boonji, right? So if I can make $150,000, like obviously that would pay down a lot of debt and stuff like that, but I could even just apply $20,000 of ETH to be able to now expand beyond the projects that I'm involved with now, the NFT projects that I'm involved with now. It'd be easy for me to pick up 2 donuts. It'd be a no-brainer, right? But right now, that movement into my wallet is such a pain. It's limiting me, and then the gas is limiting me as well.
Yeah.
They have to figure that out, but that's a whole other story. Okay, my friend, 9:10. I think we've had a good show. We've talked a lot about a lot of things. Do you have any questions for me?
For now, no, not really. I'm just trying to like figure out how you make offers on OpenSea because I've never done that. And then usually like it gives me 3 options, which is WETH, DAI, and then USDSC. But I have Ethereum on my MetaMask wallet, so I don't know how you do that.
So WETH is wrapped Ethereum, and it is like it's the classic Ethereum, so it's not as valuable. So when you make so in this case, if you're going to make an offer, and I think we talked about the 40% less than what they're currently offering, right? That's what you basically want to do. You want to drop it by 40%. You can make that offer in ETH, and then what will transfer is WETH. I don't really know why they do that, because if you just bought it outright, it would be Ethereum. But when you make an offer, it becomes WETH. I'm not sure why OpenSea does that.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, which ones? Is that the donut? You're going to buy the donut with that?
No, maybe the Panda. There's a bundle with the number 480 and 481.
Ooh.
And then the price is 0.075, so it's $260.
Oh, wow. How did you find that bundle? What'd you do?
You do, instead of like single items, you do bundle.
Interesting. I've never been able to do that. Let me see. So the Panda.
I think he had offers. Offer expired at 110, which is 50%. Yeah. Let me do.
You also have to be careful with those bundles sometimes, because people can fake, they can make their own. Just make sure that you're in the Panda Dynasty collection. I'm bringing this up now.
Yeah, they have the check mark next to it to them.
Oh, it does.
You should look it up on the. It should be the first one that comes up.
Okay, this so we got. Oh yeah, they have the blue check mark. Okay, so you, instead of looking for single items, you change this to bundles. I've never thought about doing that.
The thing is, when I put the offer in wrap Ethereum, I have zero like on my balance.
Zero.
Well, I think we should do that offline, but yeah.
Yeah. See, now I'm confused. So why is this pulling in other things other than Panda Dynasty? I see these. So this is together, but this is 6 pandas? That doesn't look legit. This is super rare save on gas 0.25. Panda Dynasty set of 4 for 0.25. Let's look at this. And then I don't know why the NFT starter pack is coming up. I don't know. I'm a little wary of. So $884, and you get Panda Dynasty 1 of 4. Oh, okay. Well, this has the blue check mark next to it, so you know that it's interesting. Wow.
How easy is it to fake a blue check mark?
No, it's not easy at all. It's not easy at all. Because you see how this is being brought in over here next to the Panda Dynasty? This is verified collection. So it says that it is a real Panda Dynasty piece.
Yeah. And
you could probably click through and take a look at it and make sure that it's, yeah. And you could see who owned it first. There's a lot of that data. That's good to see where it's been, the provenance. So they minted this themselves on the day of whenever it must have launched. And then somebody offered them 0.02 and 0.02 from these two guys. These are wrapped Ethereum because it's in it's WETH. And now he's bundling it all together. It's not, listen, I mean, you definitely save on the gas. That's a pretty good reason to do this.
No, of course.
Interesting. Yeah. Okay. Well, that's it. That's the end of our show. Thank you all for watching. If you've made it this far, this has been a lot of fun. We will be back next Monday. If not, we'll be back the following Monday in case of, our schedules don't allow for it. If you have any questions, if you've been watching and you've been asking questions in the comment section, and we just haven't been checking it, go ahead and we'll look at it now, or send us a tweet. You can find me at Trigonal Gallery on Twitter, and Florian Valot. Do you have a dash between the Florian and the Valot? An underscore?
Underscore. Yeah.
So it's Florian underscore Valot. And we will see you here next week. Take care, guys.
Thank you. Bye.